Mina writes from Budapest. He tells Lucy that Jonathan has changed a lot. He is in very bad shape and does not remember anything he did in Transylvania. The nurse confides to Mina that Jonathan sometimes rapes and says terrible things. Jonathan still has his journal and he knows it's the key to why he got the fever. He gives the diary to Mina but asks her to never discuss the content of the diary unless necessary. The couple decide to get married immediately and Mina stamps the newspaper with wax. Lucy sent Mina a letter of congratulation. Renfield, meanwhile, has become more tame and constantly repairs. I can't wait any longer. However, a few days later, he escapes again and appears at the door of the Carfax Chapel, where Dr. Sherwood and his assistant try to give down. Renfield tries to attack them, but he calms down when they see large bat flirting under the moon. Lucy begins to write a diary in which she tells something nightmares. He also says that something has scratched his window at night, concerning that Lucy is again pale and weak. Arthur Holmwood writes to Dr. Seward, asking him to examine her. Seward examines her, but includes that Lucy's illness is beyond her knowledge, so he sends for his former teacher, the renowned Professor Van Helsing from Amsterdam, to examine the woman. Upon arrival, Van Helsing examines Lucy and immediately leaves for home. He asks to be informed via telegram of Lucy's health. He tells Sherwood that he is not sure what the cause of Lucy's illness is, but reveals that Lucy has lost a lot of blood. Meanwhile, Redfield continues his habit of hugging Fields. However, when the doctor comes to see Jim, he realizes that the files and says he is sick of them. Lucy seems to improve for a few days, as continued via telegram Sherwood to send Van Helsing. However, on September 6th, in warns is terrible and the doctor begs his teacher to come immediately.
Seward and Humboldt are concerned about Lucy's health. When Van Helsing appears, he finds her terribly pale and unable to breathe well. He transfuses her with Humboldt blood. The doctor examines the wounds on Lucy's neck, and although he doesn't know how these injuries occur, Seward is convinced that Lucy has lost a lot of blood because of them. Van Helsing orders Seward to stay awake with Lucy tonight. The young doctor obeys and Lucy wakes up in better condition. However, the next night, Seward gets exhausted and falls asleep while watching Lucy. The next morning, they discover that Lucy is pale and limp. Seward does another transfusion, but this time with his own blood. While trying to sleep, Seward thinks about Lucy's neck wound, and in the afternoon, a large package arrives for Van Helsing that contains white garlic flowers. Van Helsing asks Lucy to put them around her neck, and before Seward's skeptical gaze, Van Helsing places flowers around the entire room and assures Seward that now Lucy can sleep in peace.
Of the news about Mina. Then, when he was a bit calm, he talked about his visit to London. He told Mina and Van Helsing that he knew where the boxes were, but before they went to the address, they needed to find a way to guard Mina, but she refused to stay and she decides to go with them. At London, they didn't find Dracula's box. That night, Mina told Dr. Seward about her dream. She told him that in her dream she could hear water, like in the sea, and he thought that maybe she could read Dracula's mind. They figured it out that Dracula was going home and that they had to save Mina, so they had to destroy him. Next day, they found out that a ship sailed that morning with a box on it. So 5 men and Mina caught the first train to Paris and then to Narva. Then, for 2 weeks, they waited for news about the boat and checked Mina her signs of change, like teeth eyes and her skin. Then they start to think that maybe Dracula could read Mina's mind too. After they decide to go to Galt, they figured out that Dracula was going to the castle by river. They planned to go by different ways, but before that, Van Helsing told Jack that Mina was changing and that he would protect her. At the river, Jonathan and Arthur had a lot of problems, but they had to go by horse. Van Helsing and Mina reached Castle Dracula. On the road, the professor knew that he was right. Mina was half vampire, because Van Helsing drew a circle with the small pieces of holy bread and she walked inside of it and couldn't go out. That night, while Van Helsing was talking to Mina, he saw 3 beautiful women outside of the circle and the horses started to scream. He threw them a piece of burnt wood and they disappeared. Dr. Seward and Arthur weren't far from the enemy. They heard a gunshot and knew that the end was near. Van Helsing was there, with a gun on his hand in front of the cartman that had Dracula's box. Dr. Seward and Arthur appeared and there was a short fight. While the horsemen were escaping, Jonathan jumped to the box and saw Dracula. He was awake. Jonathan and Quincy started to hurt him with their knives, but the body disappeared. Mina ran to help Quincy, that was hurt. She told him that they had won. He answered, "I'm glad I could help." And he died. Mina's soul was saved.